Hi guys, how are you? Hope you are fine. And in this video, we will try to understand the Kashmir issue between India and Pakistan in very brief, right? Historically, contextually, and how this Kashmir issue has become a regular, you can say, regular hurdle between these two nations, regular security issue between two nations, and it is the Jammu and Kashmir and dispute related with the Jammu Kashmir which has initiated or provided grounds for at least three big or small wars between two nations. And we know that these two nations, India and Pakistan, are the nuclear power power nations, right? So I'm not going to that, but we need to understand the historical background, that how this Jammu Kashmir issue was emerged historically, and how it is very painful that even today we are fighting, we are sponsoring, we are investing, we are always at the security risk. Why? So we need to understand the historical background of this dispute, and as you know that, as we know, not you and I, as we know that before independence, there was Dogra rule in Jammu and Kashmir. The Dogra rulers belongs to Hindu community, Hindu religion, and the majority of the population in Jammu and Kashmir was what? Muslims, right? So during that rule, it can be said that the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir before independence belongs to minority community in Jammu Kashmir, while population was Muslims, and they were in majority. So there was always a contradiction, and you can say a communal divide. And there were a lot of organizations who were blamed to communalize the Jammu Kashmir's politics, right? There were many protest demonstration and opposition to the existing ruler of Jammu and Kashmir. And when Britishers were here, they were also trying to divide this Jammu and Kashmir. They were trying to play the politics of divide and rule. So there were division in Jammu Kashmir, and these divisions were based on the religion, right? So during independence, during independence or before independence, the Britishers tries to implement the Mountbatten plan, and they try to do a plebiscite kind of things, and survey kind of things, that where the people of Jammu Kashmir wanted to go, right? And it was very natural, and it seemed to be natural that they will go with Pakistan, because the majority population of Jammu Kashmir was Muslim. And we know that how the two nations theory played by and used by Muhammad Ali Jinnah in order to create a Pakistan out of India, out of joint India, united India. And he played well, we can't deny it. And Britishers used this trick well in order to divide united India based on communal politics, based on religious politics, based on this religious theory. And according to this theory, the people are divided on the religious basis. They have distinct culture, they have distinct language, they have distinct way of living, right? Actually, it was against the democratic and secular ethos of India, right? They were justifying that the communal division is based on religion, and if they are belong to different religion, they need a different nation. And this played very divisionary role in Jammu Kashmir's politics. We need to understand this. So in 1947, when India got independence, the leader, the leader and ruler, Dogra ruler, especially Maharaja Hari Singh, decided to merge with India with certain conditions, and he accepted the instrument of accession. So that instrument is very important to understand. The instrument of accession was that agreement between the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir and the government of India, especially Pandit Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, were very crucial at that time. At that time, Sheikh Abdullah was very active. He was popular leader. He was leader of the people during that time, and he was very crucial in these all talks and things. Maharaja Hari Singh was crucial, and an agreement was signed, that instrument of accession, that India, the Jammu Kashmir will be the integral part of the Union of India, but with the certain condition, with certain autonomy, and which was later on in our constitution was enshrined in Article 370 of the Constitution of India. That instrument of accession was the basis. But I was not going to discuss that instrument of accession, which was later on abolished and abolished by Government of India. The article 370 was abolished, not instrument of accession, and of course Article 370 was based on that, right? So we were not going to discuss that, but what I want to say and what I want to discuss with you is that this historical, the landmark instrument of accession through which Jammu Kashmir state merged with India, it became the integral part of India, was not tolerated by the Nizams of Pakistan. Nizam of Pakistan means rulers of Pakistan. They didn't tolerate it. And they tried to use the tribal population in Jammu Kashmir, near Jammu Kashmir. They mobilized them and attacked India. In 1965, they attacked India. Before 1965, through the tribals, they attacked India. The Nehru government pursued this matter to United Nations. And it was historical mistake. And many people recognize, many people didn't recognize. It is up to you that what you are thinking about that, whether it was correct to go to United Nations, or it need to be determined by the military force. So what Pakistan did and what India did, Pakistan was never accepted this instrument of accession, and they tried to control, they tried to attack, they tried to acquire, they tried to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir. And through these attacks, especially the first attack after independence, they acquired certain territory out of United Jammu and Kashmir, and which is now known as, because it was interfered by United Nations, and a ceasefire was declared, and now that ceasefire up to which the Indian army and Pakistan army was reached, that line is being treated as LOC, line of control, and that is now the actual line between Kashmir, Indian Kashmir, and Pak occupied Kashmir. So historically, Jammu and Kashmir, the whole Jammu and Kashmir belongs to India. And it was the Pakistan who need to be blamed that they never accepted the instrument of accession by its ruler to merge with Union of India. So Jammu and Kashmir, the entire Jammu and Kashmir is the part of Union of India, integral part of Union of India. But they attacked us. They attacked our integrity, on our territory, and they encroached upon our land. And it is because of wrongdoings of our ruler they have occupied certain part of Jammu and Kashmir, which is known as Pak occupied Kashmir. And they are now sponsoring the terrorism through that land against the India. Terrorism is a tool of Pakistani foreign policy. Terrorism is a tool of Pak army. Terrorism is a tool of ISI. And we know they incite they incite the Pakistani people against Indians and India. They invoke the sentimental appeal. They appeal sentimentally that Kashmir, Azad Kashmir, and all kind of slogans, sloganeering. They try to incite the general public against India. They even believe that they can acquire Jammu and Kashmir. They can annex Jammu and Kashmir, and they have tried regularly. And when the Pak army failed to achieve anything militarily, they try to use the terrorist. They try to use terrorism. They try to use their land to launch a war against India. It is a kind of war, but not directly, but by proxies. And that is why we tell that it is the Pak sponsored terrorism, a state sponsored terrorism. It is a tool for Pak establishment against India, and they are using. They are knowing that they are falling behind us on many parameters, whether it is development, whether it is constitution, whether it is a religion, whether it is secularism, whether it is international law, whether it is economic growth, whether it is military might. On all count, they are behind us. We are far ahead. Pakistan is a failing state, and it will be not wrong to say that Pakistan is a failed state. It is struggling with many things, on many parameters, on many counts, but they are not paying attention to that. Pak army and ISIs are involved in proxy war against India. They try to destabilize us. They know that United States of America is not supporting them. Now China is their all-weather friends. They are knowing that we are far behind India, and that is why they want an attention. The statement of Pak Army Chief was very provocative, and after his statement, this attack was happened on civilian. It was the first time when civilian was attacked. Before this attack, the attack was done on the paramilitary forces, armed forces. There was a skirmishes between armed forces and paramilitary forces, but it was the first time when our civilians were attacked, and which is not tolerable at all in India. So for them, for Pakistanis, the terrorism is a tool to further their military goals, which is very serious. They are using terrorism. They are using terrorism for furthering their interest and nefarious design. They are trying to destabilize us, but we are united. They are trying to incite the communal division. They are trying to incite the communal clashes in India. They are thinking that the Hindu and Muslim in this country will be divided. They will be provoked. They will be incited. It is, and we are very happy. I am very happy that all Muslims and Hindus are united against the fight of terrorism, against the fight of those who are involved in this kind of attack against Indians. All political party of this country are united against the terrorism. They are united to deal with this terrorist organization, to deal with the menace of terrorism against India. They are united to fight in every way to defeat the terrorist and terrorist organization, whether it is sponsored by Pakistan or it was done independently. And we have a right to give a befitting reply, a fitting reply to them. So, friends, the Jammu and Kashmir issue is very contentious issue between these two nations. And of course, the two track diplomacy, two track policy is very necessary to deal with this situation. Where there is need for peace talks, of course, we should do it, but not at the cost of national security and our citizens. Our security is our priority. Our citizens are our priority. No one can take it for granted that at the cost of security and security of the nation, security of the citizen, sovereignty of the nations can compromise. We can't compromise these things. And except that, we must enter into a peace talk. We must discuss the way to resolve this situation. And of course, this is very complicated. Of course, it is very complicated that how this issue can be resolved. Of course, peace talk and diplomacy is the effective way, but at the certain point, the diplomacy and peace talk can not go beyond it. So beyond that, if a country like Pakistan is violating the limitation, endangering our security and security of our citizens, we need a fitting reply. And India has given it. We can't tolerate it. Everything can be discussed in the peace process and peace talk through diplomacy. But how can we tolerate the killing of our people, murder of our people by the state-sponsored terrorist? So Pakistan must remind herself that they are failing. They are the failing state. They are failed state. They need to focus on the economic growth, about the life of their citizens. Why they are focusing on us? They need to develop. Why they are feeling jealous? They need to work on the development. They need to work on their own problems. But for diverting the attention of general public in Pakistan, they are trying to invoke this kind of attack, this kind of communal politics, this kind of sloganeering, which is invoking and heightening the communal feeling in Pakistan. They are trying to frame this issue as Hindu and Muslims, Islam versus Hinduism, but that is not true. In their history, this two nation theory, the communal politics, divide and rule had played a very crucial role. That is why they are using as a policy tool. So we must be aware about it, and we should not tolerate our security and the security of the nation and security of our people. Security of our nation resides in security of our citizens, and we will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate it. We can't do anything at the cost of security of the nations. The whole people of India are united. They are united against the terrorism. And unless and until Pakistan and Pakistani army, Pakistani establishment, political establishment are not destroying the infrastructure of the terrorist and terrorism in Pakistan, we should not go for peace talk and diplomacy. There must be a strong stand against terrorism. Unless and until we have that strong stand, they will not understand our position and they will take us for granted. And we should not do that. So we have given fitting reply, and I have tried to explain the historical background of Jammu and Kashmir, the dispute related Jammu and Kashmir, what was the historical facts, and now I will conclude. And what you are thinking about this Kashmir issue, Kashmir problems, how we are going to resolve, what should be the fitting reply to this kind of terrorist activities and terrorism against our country and our nations. You must comment in the comment section also, and you may suggest that what can we do. We are very serious about this issue. It is a question of our security, and our security cannot be compromised, right? So we need to think as a nation. So you can express, you can write in the comment box that what should be done what to be done in order to abolish the terrorism across our borders. And unless and until our border is secured, we will be always at risk. So, friends, now let me to conclude this discussion. So, thank you so much, and I hope that you will like my video contains the topics, and I will also humbly request you to subscribe my channel, share my channel, and certainly give your suggestion in the comment box. With this, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Samvidhan. Thank you so much.